Okay, everyone, it's episode 75? 77? I think?
Who knows?
77, I think.
Who knows, really?
Who cares, really?
That is the real question.
Nobody
No, JB
cares.
was asking me when EPs are coming up.
Oh, yeah?
I told him, yeah.
Jay Bizzle. Shout
I
out.
said be on the lookout.
Be on the lookout.
Yeah, we only got 2 episodes left before our big break.
Yeah, it's gotten to the point where I don't even know who listens anymore. I mean, I know views are down, but I don't even know who listens to this anymore.
To me, if anyone wants to, they can. If no one does, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, it's just something
It's
to
really
do.
just to hang out with you.
Yeah, because I don't see you anymore.
Now you do, but over Discord.
Yeah, but I don't even see you. It's just talking.
Into the face.
I did finally get you to come out and see me last week.
That was fun.
Chris got his little dunk dunk.
Okay. Dude.
Got a little dunk dunk
It's
going.
first of all, stop it. Stop. It's not a dunk dunk. It's a dip dip. I don't know what a dunk dunk. What are we eating? Fucking cookies and milk, mommy? No, we're eating grilled cheese and marinara sauce like men.
Oh,
That's
sorry.
a dip dip. Yeah, you should be.
I'm such an idiot.
No, Savages was nice.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's that good.
It is good. And you know what? Hannah was like, "It's all right." I'm like, "It's all right."
What?
But then we took to Ellie leftover like side of it.
Ooh,
she thought it was pretty good.
yay! I haven't heard one of those in a while.
Have you, dude? I love swimming, and our pool's back up. It's really summertime now. People can come over, kinda.
Yeah.
It's a good time. Now we can go back out and see people.
Yeah.
I think. Is that how this works? Is Rona that big of a deal anymore?
I think-
or is Rona calmed down?
I think Rona's on her 10-minute break. She'll be back.
Rona's taking a siesta.
She'll be back.
She'll be back in the fall. Don't
It's
worry.
it's like when you're standing at a gas station at night and there's only one person working and they're on their 10, so you're just gonna have to stand there for 10 minutes.
Taking a smoke break.
Yeah.
Rona's got to smoke a few ciggies.
That
few
nasty
darts.
lot litzer's on her way back. Ooh, that's my phone.
Yeah, it was mine too. I already know what it was. Don't need to look at it. We're moving on. There's a PlayStation 5 event coming up Thursday.
Yeah, I wish we would have waited to record till after we watched that. We would have had maybe
No.
something a little more interesting to talk about. Or I guess we could talk about that on the game one
Maybe.
next week.
I heard that there's going to be an Uncharted Sony Santa Monica game.
That's stupid.
You're stupid.
Uncharted is
You don't
over.
even know. You don't even know what that studio is.
Santa Monica?
San Diego.
Oh. Yeah, who cares?
It's supposed to be game heavy. A bunch of like new. Like I bet we see Spider-Man sequel, whatever it is,
Man.
whatever it ends up being called.
I want some new IPs.
I doubt it.
That would be nice to have at least 2 or 3
I think next year.
IPs.
I bet you'll get. Well, let me take that back.
With the
I
new
bet you get
system, surely they'll have some new IPs.
You'll get some new IP, but I think at the same time they're not going to be from like these major studios they already have. I bet you get some new announcements from some unknowns. Like I think Naughty Dog's not going to say what they're working on yet. I don't think now's the time.
Do you think are they still working on that space game they're supposed to be doing?
I don't think so.
Damn.
I don't think so. I really don't know what their next game is.
I was
So-
interested in that demo, whatever game that was.
Oh, for the Unreal Engine 5?
Yeah.
That's not a thing though. I looked that up too. I was like, man, that looks cool, and it's
Oh,
not
it's just like a
real.
little test game.
Yeah,
That
Tectimo.
blows.
It does, but like, I mean, if they can do that, I'm curious to what some of these big studios like Sony Santa Monica can do.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll get a God of War tease though.
Yeah.
Not yet. Again, I think next year is the year where they just go nuts because I think you're going to get a bunch of these like Madden, FIFA, these like
No.
standard. Oh,
Get
I
out of here.
bet.
They know their audience.
No, they don't though.
I would hope they do.
Do you think we see the PlayStation 5 itself though, or do you think we just hear about games?
Oh, for sure we're seeing the PlayStation 5.
Do you think we get a price?
Yes, I think we're going to see it. I think we're going to get a price and a release date too.
I don't think the release date matters.
I mean, we all know it's going to be holiday, but
I think it's not. I think holiday is also like stretchable to where it could be holiday in like January 2021.
maybe they'll push it up since I mean with coronavirus and everything going on, maybe they'll I would hope they wouldn't delay it until like next summer.
What do you think it looks like? Do you
I
think it's like that V shape that we've seen like those images of?
I have no idea. And
I hope not.
I kind of just I don't want to speculate really. I kind of just want to be surprised on this one.
What do you think on the price?
I'm gonna say it's gonna be upwards of $600 to $700 probably.
Yeah, I'm thinking 599 like the PS3.
Maybe I could see him push it because they really talked about how much new tech they've put into it, and I think that was them justifying their price that they're gonna drop.
Well, how expensive is that tech?
Well, I mean they talked about putting in SSDs and which is like shit computers run on.
Here's the thing though, they could sell these like the PS4 was so cheap because it sold at a loss. So like they could like sell these at a loss too.
I mean that's what Nintendo did with the Switch.
That's what most people do. Like the actual production of a Switch costs more, I think, if I'm right on this, than it does like
Do they do that because they get like kickback from games?
yeah, software sells better than hardware.
Okay. So they make up the rest of that money with the games they put on it.
Yeah, think about it. Like how many games are per console? Like how many people are buying a console and then getting like 7 or 8 games?
Yeah. Well,
Plus actually spending the money like on the console.
and then like controllers and stuff too. Like surely it doesn't cost $60 to make a controller.
No. Well, that's assuming that's how much these controllers are going to be, and assuming that's how much games are still going to be.
Oh god. When
That's
was
the
the
thing.
last
I
time
think
they raised prices on games? Like I know they did it for PlayStation 3, but it
I
went
think
from
that was
like
the last
50
one.
to $60,
60.
wasn't it?
I bet they'll be 79.99 going forward, which
Jesus.
isn't that's not ridiculous.
No, but
Think about how many games you buy a year now. Really,
yeah. I mean, I
like how many you bought one.
what?
You bought one game this year.
No.
How many did you buy?
I've bought Animal Crossing. I've bought Battlefront 2. I've bought Call. Wait, that
I'm
was
not. I'm
November.
talking about new releases though. So Animal Crossing and there's something. Oh, Final Fantasy,
Yeah.
and those are pretty spread out. And I bet like you're gonna get The Last of Us, but I don't think you'll probably get anything else till the PS5, will you?
Probably not.
Unless these Mario remakes are real, but at this point, who really knows? You'd think they'd say something by now.
Yeah. When is that supposed to be?
I have no idea.
What if they just
Like, I
drop
really
it
don't know.
on the day?
Doubt it.
That'd be kind of crazy though.
I still speculate that that's real. Like, it's getting to the point where if you're not going to announce it by, like, August, like, it's looking like it's going to not, like, I don't think Nintendo's probably doing anything in June.
Well, I mean, like you said, they waited on that Paper Mario game. They waited a while for that one. And I think we talked about this, but that was like they announced a new game like months before the release date, which has been not a common thing for video games for a while.
Why wouldn't you make a direct, though? Is my thing. There's so many of these, like, little announcements they keep making. I feel like you could have made a direct.
Yeah, because they haven't had one in a while, have they? They
An
did one for
actual
Animal
direct
Crossing.
hasn't. No, an actual direct that's like announcing like a normal one. not a mini or like game specific. It's been, I think, oh, like it's gonna be a year once E3's like days go. So after this week, it's gonna be a full year because their last one wasn't since E3 of 2019.
Damn.
And they said, from what I understand, they're not doing anything in June or July.
I wonder if that's Bowser's doing.
No, I bet that's a Rona. I don't think Nintendo of America has much of a say because they don't actually develop anything. They just distribute and market.
I just hope the next one's a good one.
I bet it'll be very, if I had to take a guess, if the Mario stuff is real, it's going to be very Mario focused. But no, I don't think you're getting any bangers. I think this whole Rona stuff really delayed Nintendo.
I hope it's some remakes because Kate was talking yesterday about wanting to play Super Mario Sunshine, and I don't want to hook up the GameCube.
Or the Wii.
It'd be dope if I could just hook up my Switch and start playing it.
And a better version to boot.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have as much faith because for me, like I'm not big into Animal Crossing. Like I got it for Hannah, and for me, there's not been anything else Switch related that's really got my attention.
Do you think it would be a remake or just a
No,
port?
I think it'd be, well, remake in what sense? Like remaking levels or
Like
just
remastered?
redoing it? Remaster, yeah, I can see it. Like I don't think it's all going to look like Odyssey. I think it's going to all look very similar to Galaxy.
Hmm.
Because I think making it all look like Odyssey would take way too long for them.
I don't think I would
Then again,
care
I don't
either
know.
way.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad. Just to be able to play them on one thing would be dope. I'd
Yeah.
pay $60 for it.
Yeah, me too.
We ready to transition?
Ooh, 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 yay.
So there's been some, man, that last week was such a crazy week.
Yeah, we were debating on talking about it for the last episode, but I think we just
Just because we
decided.
wanted more to develop.
Yeah, and then it was all pretty fresh, and then we guess it just kind of felt off topic for the theme of this little series. But I guess on our regular episode, it's no issue to talk about. But
Yeah, I
boy,
don't,
there's a revolution going on.
it's kind of hard to tell what everything is now. Like what, because the protest to me was like anti-police brutality, but what is it now? Because it's almost like
It,
another issue is formed of like these protests being silenced, which to me is also a big issue.
I think ultimately it's just the Black Lives Matter movement, which is great in my opinion. I think everything that's going on is totally valid.
And I think there's some real work being done right now, like that. I should have looked this up. There's like one of the things that protect police when they murder someone. It has something to do with their job, where like they get a certain immunity if they're on the job and they like shoot someone and kill them
Well,
or
yeah, and
choke them out in this case.
there's even like some places that are talking about disbanding like the police themselves,
Yeah.
which
Um,
I mean maybe.
well, my thing is like, how many police officers are literally on the force just to like give people speeding tickets to
Yeah.
fund the police department?
I mean really think about it like a weird way to think about it is to be like in high school like some of those some would you trust like people in your high school to be police?
No.
Like people you knew in person?
Well, that's the thing. Like, I don't get how these repeat offenders are able to sneak through. Like that guy that killed him was had like what, like four other offenses? It's like, isn't one enough to let him go, if not charge him?
Yeah.
I just don't get like what other job can you mess up like that bad and be okay?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I don't think there's a what do they call it? Like like when you get in trouble at work, uh, but you get like it's kind of like a timeout. Like if this happens again, then like a verbal.
Paid leave. Well, some of them get paid vacations.
Look, if you
Well, they're
kill
called paid
somebody,
leave.
you get a verbal. If you kill another person, then we're gonna have to, you know, you're on suspension. If you kill 3
There's
people,
like,
we're gonna have to let you go.
I think there's like the 8 law thing where you need at least 7 of them to pass, and it would decrease the police brutality rate by like 73%.
Yeah.
I know one thing is like, I don't understand why they don't all have body cams. And if your body cam isn't functioning and you know that, you should not be doing anything.
Hmm. Yeah, it
It's kind of like,
should be a requirement before you even go on duty.
yeah, like my job handles money, right?
Hmm.
And everything we do on our computer is recorded. If
Hmm.
for some reason that was down, we're not allowed to work.
Yeah.
It's not that they think we will do something, but like if something were to happen, there's no way to trace it, no one to get the money back from. Like you wouldn't know. So, or figure out just what the problem was. Like if you don't have a body cam, you shouldn't be able to do like the duties of a police officer, especially because you have technically like the right to take someone's life.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be as flippant as it is.
Hmm.
I just don't get why like there's so many people like their body cam was off because I couldn't, it was broken. It's like, well, then you shouldn't be doing anything. Sit your happy ass in the police station until that shit gets fixed. Because if I can't have you on a body, and that's the other thing, there are certain police um, like departments that are trying to get where you can't videotape them anymore.
Yeah, I saw that. I think one of them
That's stupid.
passed
Yeah, one of them did,
in
and that's
California,
stupid.
wasn't it?
Yeah,
You can get fined like $700 just for recording a police officer.
and that's dumb.
That's
Sorry.
nuts. That is insane.
They're not the fucking FBI. They don't do investigations like,
Oh yeah, they should not have special privileges.
yeah, no. Especially if you're in public.
Yeah.
Like, sorry. Now, I mean, LA has the rule of like you can't secretly record anyone, and I guess I get that, like, fine. But at the same time, that rule is kind of also iffy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think because they should be recorded. Also, um, their body cams should also, to me, be pretty publicized.
Yeah, like maybe even stream it.
Yeah. Now I get the thing of, well, I don't get this. Like, so the other argument is, well, if you know where cops are at the all time, like, you're gonna speed where they're not. It's like, why is that the only thing that you worry about?
Yeah,
Is like if they can give
speeding.
speeding tickets.
Yeah.
My thing is like there are enough cops now to where like they can sit and stop like a lot of speeders in general just by like driving around. They don't need to necessarily sit and watch for it.
Hmm.
I don't know. And then there's so many police stations in small cities that do nothing. It almost gets to the point where you almost disband all, like defund that entire department and just put those funds into like the state police and then just have them be more versatile in more areas. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, maybe they just need to update like training too, or like start doing mental checks on these people that just think they can go beat the shit out of people.
And do like Killer Mike said in that speech, like have a whole department that just evaluates the police.
Yeah. On a
Third party, they don't get any
mental.
incentive for anything.
Yeah.
Well, not just their mental, like, you know, if they have past incidents that where they've been overly violent or abusing their power, they should be gone.
Yeah. I mean, there shouldn't be a question about it. Like people are put in these positions to be trusted. If you can't like if you violate that trust even once, there's no reason you should still be employed. Like that's the seriousness of that job. If you can't handle that, then you don't deserve it. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a job that, like, I don't know, it's like teachers. Also, side note, I guess we could talk a little bit about this too.
Hmm.
Do you ever get in debates with people about how much teachers are paid?
Uh, no.
Let me ask you, do you think they're paid fair?
Teachers?
Yeah.
Based on the opinions of teachers who do the job, no, I don't think they get paid enough.
So they make about a base of 30K a year.
Yeah, that's garbage.
Now, mind you though,
They should be making at least double that.
but 30K a year, so I agree. I think they're not paid enough if they're making 30, but I say 60 is just fine.
Yeah, 60 is perfect.
Well, think
That's a living
25% of the
wage.
year they're not, well, 25% of the year they're also not working.
So?
Well, so how much do you make a year, right? So let's say I add that back in where I'm saying, like, okay, 60. I take 25% of that. So I'll just do that. Got my calculator. Because I didn't think about this. This is something I only thought about recently, where I was like, I took 60 and I'm like, I add back 20, yeah, 25%. And they're making about 75K a year, which I think is just fine,
Well, I
right?
mean,
Because they're not.
why aren't schools keeping teachers busy during those months off? Like maybe they shouldn't go on these breaks. Maybe the school should be implementing classes for the teachers or projects for the teachers in which they can better their classes or I don't know, contribute to the school in some way. Like if
See,
that's
that
a
was my thing.
justification, make him
Do
work.
you do you agree with making school year round?
I think I think it has potential. I don't think it's not worth trying.
I do too, and
It
I
I
think you
mean
could
summer
completely
break,
change what school
yeah,
is.
summer break doesn't really make sense. Like
Because
okay,
you'll never get that anywhere else.
yeah, and then like adults don't like people who work don't get summer breaks, so like it really doesn't make sense to have these kids stay home when the parents can't really, do anything. It just makes their lives more difficult.
And the thing is too, you could take away summer break and then kind of extend the other ones. So
I
you
mean,
could still have like a 3 week summer break, fall break, and spring break, and then the teachers only get like 1 to 2 weeks of that each time, right?
so
The
you
reason being is,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. Well, that's giving them a month of vacation, pretty much.
Right.
A
But
little
it's
less than a month,
unpaid.
but well, the spring break.
Is spring break unpaid? It's a week, isn't
Well,
it?
none of it is. They're salaried positions. That's not how they
Oh.
work.
Oh, right.
That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, so if there's 60K a year, like if a teacher's making $60,000 a year, even when they don't work for those 3 months, they're still getting paid. Like, um, let's see, I make so they'll be making about $1,000 a week, even being. And again, that's high. Let's go back to the 3,000. So they're making about, because again, I'm taking into account taxes too. They're making about $1,020 every 2 weeks, or about $500 a week,
Mm-hmm.
even on the months they have off. Now, if you did, see, this is where I think you could add back in an extra. If they did year round, I'd say they would, like, technically, yeah, it's like they would get paid for going on vacation, but in general, like, their salaries would be increased by 25% or more, and they're getting paid almost, I'd say almost like 40K. You could do. And again, I'm talking about Indiana. Like, there's obviously like that's too low for anything above like a minimum wage of $12, really.
Well, you were almost a teacher, weren't you, Chris?
I was, and that was my concern about how much money they made.
Did they ever talk about like what you would do during summer break, or did they just say you get these couple months off?
So you get those months off. The only reason you wouldn't, I know that because I've talked to teachers before, like in high school and
Mm-hmm.
like now. You get those months off. Now, there's about 2 weeks, 1 week after, 1 week before, where you're spending time like preparing for the next semester or ending the semester.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, with the rest of that gap, no, you're not doing anything
Hmm.
unless you do something. Now, some teachers get paid a little bit more and they do like a summer sport or event, right? So, like if you're baseball or football, you're still doing something over the summer or marching band or whatever it is.
Now
But no, if
these
you're like an English, go ahead.
these teachers that protest that they're not getting paid enough. Do you think maybe if they approached it a different way, in which they said, let's change the system to where we do work all year and kids are in school all year, do you think that would be a better argument for them getting paid more? Do you think that would get more attention?
Well, I think I do because I think their message is unclear and why I don't think their stuff works for them. Um, their other issue, which is valid, and why I don't think they get paid enough, is because of how much standardized testing, and that's any state, not just Indiana, but we'll just take them for an example because we know about it. They have too much standardized testing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's now starting to become apparent that like that's not that's not a fair way because standardized testing depend like pretty much decides how much your school gets paid to fund like teachers, events, and all that stuff. Like your school funding comes from how well kids do on your standardized test. To me, that's not very fair. Um, because to me, it almost seems backwards. Like if a school's doing really poor testing wise, like why would you take away their funding? Aren't you kind of like making it even harder?
Yeah, it's giving them even more of a crutch. It's like burying them.
I think it's like the
Give them
teacher
more
message isn't.
resources to fix the problem. Don't take away resources.
Another thing is like teachers who are tenured also deserve more pay. That's another factor I think that's like a big issue is there's probably a lot of teachers who have tons of tenure but still are only making like that 40 to 45 grand mark. Like if you've been a teacher for 10, 20 years, you really deserve like I'd say at least a 60 even with summer break.
Yeah.
Because if you're able to stick it out that long and you've proven that you can provide like good results with your kids, like don't you deserve to kind of be paid? Because isn't it really important what you're doing?
Yeah.
Because like you said, like with cops, like if
Yeah.
they're stupid,
I mean, even
where do you
these
end up tracing that back to?
even these people that send their kids off, like, I guess I get you get to the argument like, well, there's private schools and things like that, but I mean, not everybody has access to that. I don't know. I feel like it'd be better for the country
I
as a
think
whole.
yeah, it's just something interesting. I don't think there's any right or wrong answer there. Well, I mean, also think about like 30 grand for a job that took 4 years to get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought about it recently because I just graduated and I'm not making like I'm making 30K pretty much
Yeah.
with a thing that takes my degree into account. So my thing is like, what makes them special?
Yeah.
I don't know. Also, it's a choice thing too. That was where I also came down. It's like teaching kind of is a choice. No one forces you to do it. Especially, I don't. At least at my like at Ball State, they were very transparent. Like you are not going to make a lot of money if much. So
Well, yeah, that's their job
they
though. Like their job is to prepare you and not give you false ideations. Like, I mean, they did that kind of with my major. Like, they're like, you're not going to find work here. You're going to have to move. And they were right.
Yeah, you really can't, like, if they've let you know ahead, you can't be too salty because it's like you knew the risk
Yeah.
that was involved.
Yep.
And mine's like the reverse. It's like you're going to be making like decent money, but your job's not going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Like, if you face the facts, like, whatever career I end up in, it's not going to be that interesting. You know, it's going to be kind of monotonous and a pain in the ass. So, I don't know. Just something I was thinking about. Thought it'd be interesting topic. Dude, if you lived in the apocalypse, how long do you think it would take before you started eating dogs?
What caused the apocalypse?
Um, let's say it was something like the coronavirus that, like, just caused heart disease, and just multiple people are starting to get heart disease, and it manifested like too quick before it could be vaccinated.
Does it affect animals?
No.
Okay. I feel like I would never have to eat a dog. I mean,
Yeah, but how else are you gonna get food?
there's plenty of other vermin I could eat.
Well, because like there's a you're gonna eat like rats and stuff first.
Yeah, a dog would be way more useful than a fucking rat would. You could teach a dog to hunt.
You teach a um man to fish, and he'll eat forever. Or you could
Yeah,
give a
there's
man fish, he'll
you
eat for
could
the day.
fish for food. Jesus.
You could teach a man to swim,
I think I would
and
eat bugs before I would eat a
he'll eat
dog.
forever. You could fish a man to eat, and he'll get for one day.
All right.
That's how it goes. I think we've been on this long enough.
I'll eat crickets before I eat a dog.
I'll eat you. Bye, everybody.
Oh, what? This is the end?
Yeah, this is the end.
There's no. Oh my god! I feel like we didn't talk about anything.
Welcome to the podcast. This is your first episode?
Well,
This is your first time listening in on one of our episodes?
I no.
Yeah, welcome.
There's really nothing else we could talk about.
No, it's also been 30 minutes.
Oh yeah, I forgot you have other things to do.
I do.
You have dinner to eat and
Girlfriend to see.
yeah.
And that, of course, is where I will be. See you all next time.
Okay. Get out of my face.
Bye.